From a young age, I always wondered what my purpose in life was. I always knew I wanted to create a meaningful life, but I just didn't know how. So I explored. After school, I went to Australia to be an au pair for 6 months. After that, I started a job back home. After doing that for a while, I traveled to Tenerife to take care of horses for 3 months. Then I traveled some more. I went to Peru to a dog shelter to take care of dogs. Then I started studying behavioral psychology to see if that was my thing. I traveled even more. I felt like I was doing everything to figure out, to also rule out things that I didn't want to do, which I felt was also important. And I felt like with every endeavor, I figured out more like, okay, this was fun, but this was not my thing. Then I started a certification for personal training and lifestyle coaching. Personal training and lifestyle coaching was the first time I thought, okay, maybe this is kind of taking me to the right direction. I don't think any of my experiences were a waste of time or a waste of money. Quite the opposite. I felt like they were giving me a lot of insight to what I really liked and what I really didn't like. Every experience taught me something about myself, and slowly I started to notice a pattern. The more I learned about these topics like personal growth, psychology, health, fitness, taking care of yourself, I also realized I wanted to share these things with other people. I started to wonder, how could I build a life that would involve me helping people explore these topics? But there was one problem. I started to realize that the best way to share these ideas was to share them through social media. And that terrified me, I'm not gonna lie. For the past 5 years, I didn't even use social media myself. I didn't have TikTok until now. The thought of putting myself out there and people might watch me, people might judge me, people might think I'm weird. Yeah, that was a genuine fear of mine, and still kinda is. I was talking to a friend a while ago, and we were talking about life, and he said that if nothing changes, nothing changes. And that was the starting point of me realizing, okay, I have to start somewhere. So I told myself, one little step at a time. Tomorrow I'm gonna create my Instagram. That's it. I don't have to do anything else. The next day, I gave myself the task of uploading a profile picture. And that's what I did. I kept doing these little things until suddenly I had uploaded my first short, I had uploaded my first video, and yeah, I had begun, finally. I wasn't trying to become a creator overnight. I wasn't trying to know exactly what kind of content I wanted to create. I just knew that I had to do something in order to start something for myself, begun somewhere. I knew I would regret it if I didn't really give this a chance, and I stopped before I even begun. Once I kind of started and knew that what I wanted to do, I had this thought that I wish I had started years ago. Like, imagine how far I would be if I already started 5 years ago. I don't know if you've heard the quote, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. I thought about that quote a lot, and I understand the point of that quote, and I know it's meant to be inspiring. But the more I thought about it and how it applied to my journey, I started to feel like it was kind of making me feel like I was already late. So what I realized was that 5 years ago, I wasn't a person who was ready to make videos. 5 years ago, I wasn't someone that was ready to put myself out there. 5 years ago, I didn't even have these ideas to share. I wouldn't have done all of the things I've done so far if I started 5 years ago. Looking back, I feel like it's such a blessing that I didn't start 5 years ago, because I needed to experience everything that I experienced in order to end up here. So maybe you haven't started something because of uncertainty. Maybe you're waiting to feel ready. But I've realized something. You don't need to know exactly where you're going. You just need to know what your next step is, no matter how small. Because 5 years from now, you won't be grateful that you spent another year trying to figure out how to start. You'll be grateful because today was the day you finally begun. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Julia. I am passionate about creating an authentic life and hopefully inspiring you to do the same. And if you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment down below. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.